Yeah, interesting. A little bit of a side note, you mentioned evolution and deconstructing. I went through a period where I was sort of deconstructing, but what it kept it all there for me was actually the scientific arguments for God. I was convinced
Right.
that the arguments for God were more convincing, so I remained at least a theist.
Yeah, and then for me though, like I went through a process spiritually where I was stripping everything out. And for me, the base layer of it was, there's a gut feeling in here, and I,
Yeah.
there's, I'm just gonna say this much, like the longer I live, the more I learn to trust the gut feeling because
Hmm.
everything else is stupid. And every time I don't trust the gut feeling, I pay a price for it, spiritually, financially, or otherwise. Most of the time, financially. And so for me, this podcast is about, first of all, I love a good scandal. Part of this
Yes, you
podcast,
do.
part of this podcast is we're going to just talk, not an episodic format, but a single episode about some of the kind of most infamous American church scandals
The
because I
best
love them.
scandals.
And I think for a lot of lovely Christian people who have no, they don't have a thick skin, they have a thin skin about their faith. They look at those scandals and they're like afraid to talk about them. And and my response is,
Yeah.
if I looked like Carl Lentz and that chick who met me in the park, right? And if I
Yeah.
saw her and I had
Yeah.
the opportunity to get it in, I would,
Game
right?
over. Yeah.
Right? I mean, dude, if I'm Carl Lentz and I got the nice hair and I'm kind of yoked for a guy in his
Yeah.
30s and I got all this stuff going on, and then you got your third, your wife of 20 something years, and she just doesn't look at you the same way, right? I'd be like,
They never do. Yeah.
of course I'm gonna get it popping with this person chick, right? Of course. Um, and I think we're so I've there's a YouTuber uh, duo. It's not Key and Peele. What am I saying? Completely opposite of those guys. Link and Rhett and Link, lovely guys. They do
Yeah.
Good Mythical Morning and stuff like that. And they did a whole series of like a podcast series on like how they deconstructed. And this is a decade before that term was
Okay.
relevant to the thing. And they gave their reasoning, and I was like, you picked the dumbest reasons. Like you
Yeah.
haven't like so for me, this is about I don't know if this is just me or if there's other people like this, but I've been able to strip back the parts of it that I think are stupid, and it's all church stuff. It's not the
Yeah.
gospel, it's not the Bible, it's not the church fathers. It's always dumb church stuff.
Just extra culture things. So to
Correct.
kind of summarize what you're saying and give a preview, I mean, we're going to talk about all the things Danny has mentioned. We're going to talk about deconstructing.
Correct.
There's going to be a huge focus on church scandals. We're going to go over some of Danny's favorite church scandals.
That's right.
We'll tell you what those are going to be in a little bit here. We're just going to talk about church culture and how it has become what it is today, what we think it is today. We are going to poke fun at it. Absolutely. Know that we're just having fun. We don't intend to make fun of God or blaspheme the Holy Spirit or anything like that. There's a difference between church culture and doctrine and behaviors and what the heart of the gospel is. I think my motivation for doing this, Danny, I went to Bible college. We can get a little bit more into our background in a moment here, but there's something incredibly moving and true about the story of the gospel.
Yes.
That I cannot step away from. But there's something that has happened in the church that has made it so unattractive. I remember you, and you can probably say, I don't know who you were talking to. You had a conversation with a pastor. We both worked in sales. And I remember you retelling me the story of the conversation you had with this pastor. And you said, look, man, the church has failed to sell something that is free and is the best gift in all of human history, and that is salvation. How have we failed to sell the best gift for free?
No strings attached.
Yeah.
Just come pick up your free salvation and enjoy everlasting life in the Creator, the entity that created you, that spun all of this in motion. Okay. he created the man that created butt implants.
Yeah, right. There
Praise
must
be.
be a reason.
Praise be. Okay, but if we, there was actually an artist named Machine Gun Kelly who's now a pop
I'm
punk
familiar.
artist,
Yeah.
and he has this video about like in one of his music videos, and it's just all these people having this emotional, and he's just calling up all of his fans in the video, and the people are just having this emotional experience, and this guy's packing out stadiums, and I was having this thought: here's these people having this emotional um, reaction, this guttural bass reaction to music, and if you listen to his first couple of albums, it's like, what's in here that's so? But if we've failed as Christians
Yeah.
to drive the narrative of truth to the public, and somehow we've become the villain in society, and I don't get how that. I mean, I understand how that happened on a sociological level,
Sure.
but if we failed to sell the thing that it's free, dude. They're giving away free. There's a new Mr. Car Wash that opened in my neighborhood. They're giving away free car washes, line around the block. Okay, we failed. We got something better than a car wash. We're gonna car wash your soul. Okay.
Right.
And guess what? You can just have it.
Free towels. The towels are included.
They did give me a chamois. I
Yeah.
did get a chamois. Listen, how excited was I for the chamois? It was free. It's
Yeah.
$6 on Amazon for a pack of 10.
You looked that up specifically.
Yeah. It's a high quality microfiber, but so you're correct. I mean, we failed to do that. And here's all I'm saying. We're just going to dust ourselves off and keep going.
Yeah.
And in the age of podcasting, and this is such a popular format, there are people having podcasts and live streams about deconstructing.
Right.
And I just wanted to say you can tear away the dumb parts of it, which are all related to church people, lovely, lovely people who want to serve God and spread the gospel, but clearly they're out of time. They're just people who have been, they've done a good job of building a hedge of protection from society.
Stop it.
They've built a hedge of protection from society, the people they're trying to impact. I grew up in a really, really conservative church, and their whole thing was like, we have to do everything we can, basically like Amish people, like we have to run away from.
Right.
And on some level, I get you have kids, you don't want them exposed to the wild stuff that exists in
Teletubbies, Harry Potter,
Power Rangers,
all that.
Yeah.
So